Welcome to Custom Technologies. Why is making a new, profitable, physical product so hard? Often, it's because it involves many types of professionals, from marketers to drafters to manufacturers to programmers to logistics experts, all working together to make a minimum viable product. And while a minimum viable product approach is agile and has some benefits, it doesn't show the whole picture. At Custom Technologies, we have pioneered the minimum viable launch process, a 6 step approach that gets your product to revenue in the most streamlined way possible. It adds to the minimum viable product approach by including components that are often missed by this approach, including design for manufacturability, supply chain management, shipping and inventory, accounting transactions, and market relations. Let's follow the journey of our product, which we'll call a widget, through the product lifecycle. First of all, someone has to imagine a widget to fill a market need. If no one will buy the widget, why go through the effort to make it? Oftentimes, companies have entire departments dedicated to this, or the idea can come from a single inventor or startup. Once a widget is imagined, this is where our minimum viable launch process starts. First, the widget has to be ideated. This process might start on a scrap of paper, a whiteboard, or even a napkin. In this phase, we capture the design intent of the widget, what it's supposed to do, what it's supposed to look like, and what's important. To get there, our widget has to be drafted. In step 2, drafting, the widget is transformed into a precise model with detailed measurements. Design impossibilities are removed and materials are specified. This first widget looks great, but it needs to be prototyped so we can show it to our potential customers. In step 3, prototyping, we have to make a first edition of our widget, which could require 3D printing, molding, machining, electronics design, or more. Step 4, production. After the prototype is built, we may need to make changes. These changes may include changes to its manufacturability, such as tweaks to allow it to be made at scale in a factory. This first production batch requires a lot of planning to have our widget be able to be made at a low cost without compromising quality. These features are often not included in minimum viable products, making actual production infeasible. For many, this is where the story ends. The product is made, after all. Sadly, this is where many great ideas and great products also fail, because our widget still needs to be sold. Before our product can be considered launched, we need to operationalize its production in step 5. Operationalize is a fancy word for the set of business processes that are critical to a product's long-term viability. We need to track our widget and generate batch numbers. We need to have a quality control system and need to track inventory. We need shipping paperwork and accounting systems. For a large company, these steps may partially exist, but most startups do not have experience creating these systems. Even in established companies, integrating tracking and quality control directly into the product lifecycle can save time and money. We finally made it to step 6, launch. We've designed it, made sure it was high quality and low cost, and made sure that support processes exist. Finally, someone can click buy, and the product will leave our warehouse and revenue will come in. This is the brass ring for many startups and investors, and a key requirement for most established companies. Custom Technologies provides insight over this entire product launch cycle. Other companies, like product design houses, only help with ideation and drafting. Then they have to hand the project over to a prototype firm, who then hands it over to a manufacturer. Too often, the manufacturer returns the widget for design revisions because the product is unmanufacturable. After too many iterations, finally the product is developed, looking great but still not sold. We don't believe that's what anybody wants. By streamlining the path from concept to market, Custom Technologies eliminates handoffs, avoids miscommunications, and designs a product in anticipation of manufacturing and sales needs. By launching your product with us, you'll save costs, shorten launch time, and have one point of contact for communicating updates. Our minimum viable launch process has benefited all roles of business. In established companies, we can be the agile ones. In startups, we can handle what you don't have the expertise to do. For investors, we benefit your companies through our real world experience. Custom Technologies employs experts in industrial design, machining, prototyping, electronics design, design for manufacturability, and business processes. Custom Technologies. Don't just build a widget, launch a product.